Because the reality of Hajj is that it's not just a season. Just like how Ramadan is not just a season. Just like how Salat is not just a moment in the day. Just like how Zakat is not just a season to give. Each and every one of these unique opportunities are given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cultivate the way we live our lives. To cultivate the way we understand this relationship to be. Salat is not just a moment in the day. Rather, inna salat tanha ala al-fahsha'i wal-munkar. Salat that we pay 5 times a day is a reminder that it prevents us from acts that bring Allah disobedience. Hajj is not just a season of the first 10 days of the Hijjah. It's not just a season where people gather at home. They call upon Allah by saying the beautiful words of Talbiyah of Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. Hajj is not just a season. Hajj is a lifestyle. Ibrahim alayhi salam did not submit to Allah as a season. He submitted to Allah as a lifestyle. And when a person makes Allah his lifestyle, then these are moments that are brought to life for the world to render upon. And when people try to make Allah into a season, and people try to make Allah only and confine Allah's commandments into seasons, those individuals will struggle that even in the most brightest moments, whether not the light side of it, but the challenges are present in those gatherings, those people will struggle to soften their hearts and cry. The people will struggle to wake up with their hajjahs, even though we've been told the last 10 nights of Ramadan are the greatest opportunities. Even though we're told that the first 10 days of the Hijjah are the best days of the year, why does the body in the heart still struggle, even though the knowledge is clear to us with the morning's light? Why does the family still struggle? Why does my nest still struggle? It's because at times you make a law and put it into a season. Ibrahim alayhi salam's submission was a call of his life. إذ قال له ربه أسلم. When Allah said submit, it wasn't a matter of running around. It was a matter of, oh Allah, I've already submitted. أسلمت لرب العالمين. Your commandment is my call to action. Hajj is not a season. Hajj is a reminder that obedience comes before intellectuality. Loyalty comes before outfits. But if it was intellectuality and rationale, that was the call of being a Muslim, then in no rational way does Hajj make sense. It makes no sense for a person to have to wear 2 pieces of cloth for 5 days consecutively, when we've been taught to live lives of cleanliness. Which is a reminder that at times we make such an effort to keep our clothes clean, but the hearts are so impure. We make such an effort that the optics are correct, but the heart is filled with grudges. We make such an effort that we wash the face, but we get to wash the heart with istighfar. Hajj is a reminder that Islam is not rational, it's necessary. It's a reminder that these 2 pieces of cloth, there is no rational connection. It serves a connection of obedience to Allah. As it serves as a reminder that these 2 cloths are all we will have when we leave this world. In the Salaf al-Hasan al-Basri al-Ata ibn Abi Rabah, we tell the family around them that when they leave this world, take the cloth that I used to wear for my ihram and use it as my coffin, because in those moments, I knew that I was fully committed to the obedience of Allah. It wasn't one scenario that brought the uniqueness of Hajj. Ihram has no rationale. 2 pieces of cloth is a reminder of obedience. Similarly, the loving of the family of Ibrahim alayhi salam had no rational connection. Sometimes we think to ourselves living in New York, I'm from Michigan, living in Michigan. It makes more sense for me to focus on my children's education than it does to focus on them being taken for further somewhere with me. I can force them to figure out how to get a good degree, but I feel like it's not my place to force them to learn how to grade. So it's an oxymoron to say that we want We know how to encourage our children towards dunya, but we fail to learn how to encourage them towards the akhirah. And quite often it has to do with the heart of the father and the mother. But are we ourselves encouraging us for the akhirah? Is the akhirah a goal that is attractive to you? Because only a person who is attracted to a product can truly sell it. Only a person who is truly attracted to a product can essentially sell it the way that they believe they can. Why was it so that the Sahaba were ready to give their lives for the customer? Why was it so that they were ready to commit every last talent and skill that they had to Allah and His Rasul? It was because the Prophet was already sold on the matter that he was selling to the people. He was already sold that the Akhirah was the ultimate goal. He was already sold that the realization of the temporariness of his dunya was not worth leaving the Akhirah for. When the Prophet of Allah reminds us again and again, من أحب دنياه أضر بآخرته ومن أحب آخرته أضر بدنياه. That those who are obsessed in their love of this world, it is a matter of time where that love becomes an impediment to the growth of their akhirah. Matter of time. And for those who love the akhirah, it is possible that it may become an impediment for freedom growth in the dunya. If it was okay to sacrifice my akhirah, then it would have been okay for the Muslims in the Gaza to say, we are ready to sell ourselves. How are they so motivated? Because the belief in the akhirah is the strongest weapon of a believer. It's the strongest shield of a believer. To the point that Allah has informed us that we don't even call the people who passed away in the path of Allah as those who are pronounced dead. وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَنْ يُقْتَلُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٌ بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ. They're alive because they've grown, they've progressed. Progress doesn't mean how the world sees me. Ihram is a reminder. The world knows what I would when I wear ihram. I can be sales, mufti, physician, engineer, but when I put on these two clothes of ihram, no one knows who I am. Which is a reminder that ultimately, we live our life so fixated on trying to make ourselves recognize their people. But in the absence of people, we fail to recognize ourselves. And by extension, we fail to recognize the one who gave us all of our abilities. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. Allah says, not be among those people who forget Allah. Ibn Qayyim rahmatullahi alayhi says that the harshest punishment that a person can experience in dunya is that he is forced to forget who he is and who she is. Their own purpose becomes blurry to them. The reason why they wake up in the morning becomes unclear to them. And this is the outcome that Allah mentioned in this ayah of those who forget who Allah is. So Allah just so that the Sahaba were able to commit because they understood the value of وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. That the akhirah brought forth that which was far greater, far superior, far more attractive than the temporal aspect of what us youngsters look out for the world. Yes, it's possible that because I identify myself as a Muslim, that I may lose opportunities, but it is not possible that if I identify myself as a Muslim, that I will lose out in the mercy of Allah. It's not possible. It's possible. But if I focus on obedience, if I focus on the obedience of my children, that yes, NYU is important, and a good degree is important, but ultimately, if my son and my daughter are being raised with the principles of Allah in their life, if people were to walk into my home as a father, if people were to walk into my home as a mother, would they recognize this to be the home of a Muslim? Not because of the symbols on the walls, but because of the feel and the culture of the home. The focus is not to only work on others. The focus is how can I work on myself? This is why the ihram is a reminder that you work on yourself. Everyone is on their own in the ihram. Everyone is stoning their own shaitan. Because each and every one of us have our own shaitan. Everyone is focused on their own du'a in Arafah. Everyone is focusing on their own, with just reflecting upon the grave that they will be soon sent to. It's not about rational. It's not about intellectuality. It was about obedience. Hajj is not a season. It's a lifestyle. Many people have gone for Hajj, but they've confined it into a season. And many people have failed to go, but they've already limited lifetime. How many uncles and fathers do we know in our countries who've never been able to go for Umrah or Hajj, but if you see the way they live their life, they speak Hajj to you. The life, the mist, the beautiful fragrance of a Hajj. The way they speak reminds you of the prophets that came before us. Think how many times we meet those who have gone, people that are weak like myself. And despite their presence in the minds of the blessed Haramain, the feel of Hajj remains something which is rather symbolic. A bald head and two pieces of cloth is all they come back with. Hajj is not a season. Hajj is a lifestyle. Obedience has a rationale. Number two, rather an extension of this, it was obedience that allowed Ibrahim to leave his family again. It was obedience that allowed Ibrahim to put a knife on the neck of his son. It was obedience that told him to build the Kaaba, a masjid of Allah where there are no humans. Imagine if someone came to us and said, build a masjid in the middle of nowhere. We would say, then brother, it's the worst use of funds. Why would I pay people's donations and build a masjid where there are no Muslims? This is the misuse of the people's funds. We should build a masjid where Muslims are currently residing in. Imagine Ibrahim being told by Allah, build the greatest house of Allah, though there are no Muslims here. Sometimes we allow our minds to dictate how we obey Allah. Hajj reminds us that our obedience dictates the way our mind thinks of Allah. Because a worshipper is always thinking about whether or not Allah is pleased with him. And Abdul, the constant flame of reference is Allah happy with me today? Parents who pass away today, young or old, will Allah be pleased with me was a question that Hajjis are reminded of. We're taught when we go for Hajj to forgive everyone. And we're not taught that when we come back to be kind to everyone. Because Hajj is a lifestyle. Asking for forgiveness is easy. Protecting our tongue is difficult. We're asked to make sure that we meet our loved ones before we leave. When we rarely come and visit the sick when we return. Hajj is a lifestyle. It wasn't a rational decision for him to build the Kaaba in the middle of nowhere, but it became the best decision. Hajj is optics. Hajj is loyalty above optics. Hajj is a season. It's a lifestyle of loyalty that was impressed upon us by Ibrahim and the Prophet. Loyalty to Allah, loyalty to the Deen, loyalty to the Akhirah, loyalty to our Prophet. These are in relationships. But when our words that are not backed by loyalty, the Sahaba became the greatest companions, not because they had more worship than us, not because they memorized more Quran than us. We have more Hafaz living in the 5 days of the earth than we do in the time of the Sahaba. More Hafaz right now. The difference in us and them was that their loyalty to the Prophet of Allah was second to nothing. Their loyalty to the Deen of Allah was second to nothing. Does my heart break when I see someone blaming my child just for this? Does my heart ache when I see someone stomping upon the name of the Prophet? Not physically, but the sin that is being butchered in front of me. Does that bother me? If someone mentioned my father's name or my mother's name with disrespect, I would be irked by it. In my thoughts, the people saying the Prophet's name and nothing for Allah as believers. Hajj was a season. Hajj is a lifestyle of loyalty. Ibrahim alayhi salam was taught that are you loyal to me or are you loyal to Hajj? I know you asked for a son for 80 years. Are you loyal to that child of yours? Are you loyal to Allah still? Leaving him in the desert. Our loyalty is what reminds us what we work for. One day, a man by the name of Thorban comes forth to the Prophet and he sees rather a poor question. And he says to the Prophet, and as the Prophet sees him in this state, he says to him, هذا لك يا ثوبان. What's wrong with you? He seems troubled. And ya Rasulullah, ما لي جوع ولا شبعين. Rasulullah, I have no pain to complain about. I have no physical or emotional pain to complain about. Rather, I was reflecting as I was sitting with my family and my children, as I was enjoying that gathering, as we all enjoy with our family. And as I was enjoying that moment, the thought dawned upon me that one day either I will bury these kids or these kids will bury me. Which is the harsh reality of life. Either we will bury our loved ones or our loved ones will bury us. If we cannot live with this reality, then we're not prepared for the afterlife. This reality dictates my decisions. This reality teaches me as a father or a mother how to raise my children. We're taught to prepare our children for the most important lessons of their life. And yet at times we fail them for the most important lesson, which is their death. So he says to them, that I was sitting with my family, and I remember that they will pass away, or I will pass away, and I remember that this moment won't last forever. Then the thought dawned upon me that one day, either you will pass away, Ya Rasulullah, or we will pass away before you. Ya Rasulullah, in this world, whenever we struggle in pain, in moments of anxiety, we simply look to you. And your presence is so powerful that it brings comfort to our hearts. Ya Rasulullah, if you go to Jannah, you will be at the highest levels of Jannah. And we will not be at the level of Jannah. So, what will Jannah be like if we can't be with you? Jannah won't be special to us if you're not with us. Their loyalty was so deep that even the attractiveness of the garments of Jannah was not powerful enough to compromise their love and their relationship with the Prophet. And the Prophet had no answer because the Prophet is in the Firdaus. Allah revealed the verse that we all recite today, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ. Whosoever loves and obeys Allah and His Messenger, they will be with Allah and His Messenger on the day of judgment. Hajj, I know my time is end, Salat at 1:45, but two khutbahs and article very short, so I'll finish at 1:45 inshallah. The two most important elements that we derive in today's reminder, inshallah, my dear friends, is that Hajj is not a season, it's a lifestyle. And the Prophet Muhammad said, whosoever makes Hajj their lifestyle, Allah takes them for Hajj. And we ask Allah to take us to Hajj again and again. Open the doors of the Haramain of Sharifain for us again and again. And the second reminder is that the lifestyle of Hajj is simply a reminder of the afterlife. And the more we reflect upon the afterlife, not in a manner that makes us move, in a manner that makes us excited. Because when the Sahaba were leaving this world, they were excited. And that will be Allah would say that غَدًا نَلْقَى مُحَمَّدًا وَحِزْبًا. Tomorrow I will meet the Prophet and my companions. So it's an exciting moment for all of us. May Allah allow us to live with this lifestyle of not two pieces of cloth, the purity of the heart, and to the best of our ability, to be kind to people the way that we are in the ihram, to protect our tongue, to clean our heart, and to submit to the commandment of Allah, though the objects don't serve it right, and though the rationale may not serve it right. May Allah make us amongst those people, and all our families to be amongst those people as well. And that's the da'wah, alhamdulillah. أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الحمد لله الذي لا يرجى لكسب الصداع إلا هو ولا يجعل رفع المكائد إلا هو ولا واجد ولا ماجد إلا هو لا حافظ ولا ناصر إلا هو يونس في بطن الحوت حين ناداه وقال لا إله إلا هو يوسف في قعر الدار حين ناداه وقال لا إله إلا هو إبراهيم في نار الحريق حين ناداه قال لا إله إلا هو وأشهد أن لا إله إلا هو وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فقال الله تعالى في كتابه العزيز أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا هي خير مما يجمعون وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يا بني إن قدرت أن تصبح وتمسي وليس في قلبك غش لأحد فافعل فذلك من سنتي أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم لسائر المسلمين في الذنب فاستغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر وأشدهم في أم الله عمر وأصدقهم حال عثمان وقضاهم علي وفاطمة سيد نساء أهل الجنة والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين اللهم انصر من نصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا ومن معهم اللهم اقبل من خذل دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا تجعلنا منهم ولا معهم اللهم اشف مرضانا وعاف مبتلانا وارحم موتانا وارحم شهداءنا إنك حق على كل شيء قدير اللهم انصر المسلمين المظلومين المستضعفين من كان حيث كان خاصة في غزة وخاصة في فلسطين وخاصة في السودان اللهم كن عونهم وكن غوثهم وكن معهم يا رب العالمين آمين 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 يا رب العالمين إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقم الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله